I asked the neighbor to move their little farm stand because people are stealing from my garden. We can't afford a privacy fence right now. I've priced it out, $6,000 for cedar, more with a contractor. My husband and I don't have that lying around. Some months we barely make the mortgage. That's the situation when my neighbor Renata put up a farm stand at the end of her driveway. A little wooden box on legs, hand-painted, take what you need, written across the front. Tomatoes, zucchini, jars of pickled beans, sometimes loaves of bread her sister baked. It seemed like a nice idea. I actually liked it at first. The problem started in June. People stopped just taking what was in the box. They started reaching over my fence, the low one that runs along my side yard, right next to Renata's driveway. My garden sits maybe 8 feet from her stand. You can see my tomato cages from the sidewalk if you look. I put up a sign, "Private garden, please do not pick." Somebody stole the sign in a week. I put up a bigger one, then strung rabbit fencing around the whole bed, 2 feet of chicken wire. People started holding their toddlers over it. I watched a man in a golf shirt boost his daughter, maybe 6, right over the wire so she could grab my beefsteak tomatoes off the vine. After that, I started sitting on my porch most evenings just to watch the garden. The day it boiled over, a woman named Colleen came by with her son, maybe 8 years old. She waited until she thought I wasn't looking, then had him climb the fence and hand tomatoes back to her, one at a time, like a little assembly line. I came off the porch fast. "Hey, stop, those are not for you." She told the kid to hurry up. Then she grabbed his hand and started walking off like nothing happened. I caught up to her on the sidewalk and asked what her problem was. She acted shocked that I'd swear in front of a child, asked if I was really this upset over a few tomatoes. I told her I was upset that she was stealing from me. She said the stand was for everyone. I said the stand wasn't my garden. The next morning I walked over to Renata's and asked, as nice as I could manage, if she'd move the stand to the other side of her driveway, next to the Fitzgeralds, who don't garden at all, just grass. Renata said maybe at the end of the season. I asked if she could at least put up bigger signs telling people the stand was the stand, and the yards around it weren't part of it. She looked at me like I'd asked her to burn the thing down. She said, "Can you really not afford to share a few vegetables?" I told her nobody was stealing my zucchini because they were starving. They wanted them for free, and there's a difference. She said we'd figure out something that worked for the whole community. I said I didn't care about the whole community. I cared about people staying out of my yard. 2 nights later, it happened again. A man, maybe mid-50s, gray polo shirt, standing in my tomatoes at 9 at night with a plastic grocery bag, already half full. I didn't yell this time. I grabbed the hose, the one with the jet nozzle, and sprayed him until he dropped the bag and ran for the street. He was still shouting from the sidewalk when Renata came out in her robe and started yelling at me too, saying I was scaring people away from a community resource. By the next afternoon, someone had posted in the neighborhood Facebook group warning people to avoid my house, calling me unhinged, saying I'd assaulted a man over produce. Renata never once said in that thread that the tomatoes were mine and not hers. That was the night I finally ordered a cheap camera, the kind that clips to a fence post and syncs to your phone. I aimed it at the garden and told myself it was for the nighttime thieves. It caught something else instead. Tuesday, 4:40 in the morning, the footage shows Renata, not a stranger. Renata, in a headlamp and gardening gloves, letting herself through the gap in my rabbit fencing with a canvas tote bag. She moved down the row like she'd done it plenty of times before, snapping zucchini off the vine, twisting tomatoes free at the stem, quick and practiced. 11 minutes of video. She filled that bag from my garden and carried it back across the street. And by 7 that morning, her stand was stocked full, with a new sign taped to the front that said, "Fresh from our garden to yours." She wasn't losing a fight against thieves. She was the thief, restocking her own charity project off my dirt and my water bill, and letting the whole street believe I was the villain for trying to stop it. I didn't knock on her door. I posted the clip straight to the same Facebook group that called me unhinged, timestamp visible in the corner, with one line under it. "This is who's actually been in my garden." By that evening, the stand was gone from her driveway, wood legs and all, and my phone showed Renata's number blocked before I even got the chance to block hers first.